Rain made for a shortened ceremony in Merrimack today, but veterans and many others still gathered in a local cemetery to pay their respects to those who gave so much. The ceremony, which has been a town tradition for years, put on by the American Legion and VFW, included the Merrimack Color Guard, police and firefighters. Veterans from many different wars were in attendance. There's normally a parade and band, but due to the weather, both were canceled. But those who organized the event say they still wanted to pay tribute to our fallen heroes. A solemn ceremony has just wrapped up at Arlington National Cemetery, where President Obama laid a wreath at the Tomb of the Unknowns, followed by a playing of the taps, as you can hear there in President Obama's final Memorial Day address. On this Memorial Day, the race for the White House continues, and the presidential candidates are focusing their attention on military veterans. ABC's Stephanie Ramos reports from Washington.
You wouldn't really expect to see Donald Trump here.
I really appreciate being invited.
Trump spending his Memorial Day weekend recruiting support at the Rolling Thunder motorcycle rally in our nation's capital. The presumptive Republican presidential nominee trying to appeal to military vets.
We're going to rebuild our military, and we're going to take care of our veterans.
According to Trump, the $6 million he's raised is doing just that, and he's now promising to announce which veteran groups received the donations at a Tuesday press conference.
We just raised almost $6 million for the vets.
Today, Trump tweeting about a different plan, his proposal to build a wall along Mexico's border, defending it after President Obama, at a commencement address without naming Trump, went after Trump's proposal. But Trump's not saying much about his comments last year about former POW Senator John McCain.
He's a war hero because he was captured. I like people that weren't captured.
In a recent radio interview on CNN, Trump supporter Bob Dole calling Trump out for these comments, saying Trump should apologize. But so far, no apology from Trump. As for his Democratic opponents, Hillary Clinton marking the holiday as she does every year, marching in a Memorial Day parade in her adopted hometown of Chappaqua, New York. And it's no day off the trail for Bernie Sanders. He's still working hard to get the nomination ahead of California's big primary next week. And now there's a third-party candidate, two-term New Mexico Governor Gary Johnson. Libertarian activists say this ticket could play a pivotal role throughout this campaign. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, Washington.
Right now, federal investigators are trying to figure out what caused a small plane to crash into the state forest in Warner. Rescue crews had a tough time getting to that scene, but the victims, a husband and wife, are being treated at Concord Hospital. WMUR's Andy Hirschberger joins us live outside the hospital with new details. Andy.
Sean, Warner Fire Chief Ed Raymond says that the man and woman aboard the plane are still being treated here at the Concord Hospital. He says it looks like they were turning around to return to Concord Airport when the plane went down. The plane went down in a remote section of the Harriman-Chandler State Forest in Warner with a man and woman on board.
Apparently after they crashed, it took them about an hour to find a phone that was in the wreckage somewhere that got jostled. It was a quite messed up area, as you can imagine. And she was able to dial 911. 911 was able to ping her cell phone to get a position where she was.
Warner Fire Chief Ed Raymond says members of his department were able to talk to the woman and got a general description of their injuries. About 70 firefighters and other rescue workers had to scale rocky, uneven terrain to make their way about a mile into the woods to the crash site.
Parts of the plane were still in the tree. One wing was. The plane was on its side, laying on the other wing, just crushed down, and everything was everywhere.
Officials say it took about a half hour to hike into the crash scene and about another hour to get the man and woman to an ambulance where they were taken to Concord Hospital. Their injuries were not considered life-threatening. Chief Raymond says the man and woman got a series of lucky breaks that started with finding a cell phone and being able to get a cell signal from their location.
The area they were in is very, very rocky, very forest. It came into the tops of the trees and just, after going through trees and then dropping, they're very, very fortunate to be alive, very.
Chief Raymond says the FAA is now conducting an investigation to determine the cause of the crash. Reporting live in Concord, I'm Andy Hirschberger, WMUR News 9.
All right, Andy, thanks. A Hooksett woman was arrested accused of hitting a police officer. Officers stopped a vehicle on West Alice Avenue this morning for a traffic violation. That's when police say the passenger, 51-year-old Winona Sutherland White, allegedly got out of the car and hit the officer in the arm. She's charged with simple assault on a police officer and resisting arrest. Next at noon, the Cincinnati Zoo is defending the killing of a gorilla to save a child. Why they say tranquilizing the animal wasn't enough.
Brightening skies and turning warmer and a little more humid this afternoon, setting the stage for the chance of a passing thunderstorm. Details on that in your work week ahead.
Plus, in today's Cook's Corner, a perfect treat for those holiday barbecues. We are making a strawberry rhubarb frozen dessert.
All right, happy Memorial Day, everyone. Of course, Memorial Day weekend pretty much means that summer is here, and Diane from Apple Hill Farm in Concord has come up with a summer treat that I've never heard of before.
Oh, this is a great thing to do. It's great for the kids because it's going to get hot. They're going to want something cool, and this is something you can take on a picnic, take to the sports. They can enjoy it anywhere.
It sounds good.
It is. It is. Most everybody has rhubarb. If they don't, they have a neighbor that has it. This is what it looks like. Great big long stalks. And you start out with fresh rhubarb because it's the season for that.
Right.
We're going to take 3 cups of it and cut it into 1-inch cubes. Then we're going to take 3 cups of strawberries. Now you can use frozen ones because the fresh ones are almost ready but not quite. We're looking at the middle of June for them. You're going to put them in a saucepan, or this is just like a wok fry pan. Then you're going to add 2.5 cups of water to it, 3/4 of a cup of sugar, and then you're going to put it on a medium boil and bring it to a boil until it's simmering. And then let it simmer for about 3 minutes. Then you can click it off, walk away, let it sit there for half an hour or so and cool off.
Now, people are still probably wondering, why is this a summer treat?
Oh, this is the fun part. Now, this is what you do with the kids. Because it's Memorial Day, they can decorate the cups if you want.
Okay.
You can use...
And freeze them.
We're going to freeze them and make...
They're pops.
Yep, strawberry rhubarb pops.
That's awesome.
You can...
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you can use the store-bought containers, or as my mom always did, we use paper cups with a spoon in it because you always have those on hand.
Sure, anything's going to work. Not quite strawberry season, but we're getting close to farmers market season, strawberry season, and everything.
Oh, farmers markets are opening up. You can go to the New Hampshire Farmers Market Association website or the Department of Agriculture's website and find out where there's a farmers market for you in your area. Some of them are open now. Some are just beginning to open as produce comes in. The Pick Your Own operations will be starting soon. Check out the websites of the farms, or you can go to the Department of Ag website for that as well. And find out where to buy local, because that's what it's all about.
And what kind of treats are we looking at Apple Hill, and when are you guys really going to be at your full swing?
Yep, strawberry season will be our first crop. And right now the strawberries are in full bloom. They're looking fantastic. The crop's looking great. They overwintered really good.
Nice.
And probably about the middle of June, when the kids start to get out of school, that's when they'll start coming in. And they usually last from about the middle of June until about July 4th to the 10th, depending on the weather.
And a website?
It's applehillfarmnh.com.
Now, who came up with this, just real quick, the rhubarb pop?
Actually,
Is this yours?
no, it's one of the girls that works for me.
Really?
She says, I know what we can make. So I got to do the last step.
Oh.
After this sits for 30 minutes or so,
Yep.
cool it off a little bit, put it in a food processor or a blender, and beat it up really good. And it will shred it all up, and then you just pour it into your molds, pop it in the freezer with a stick in it, and you're ready to go.
How long does it take to freeze?
It depends on your freezer. It's about probably, a couple hours probably.
Couple hours.
If you have a really good freezer. If not, do it the night before and then it will be all set. It will help keep your things in the picnic cooler cold as you go to your sports event or whatever.
Yeah, perfect. Good stuff. All right, Diane from Apple Hill Farm and Rhubarb Pops. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks.
Back to you.
Josh McKelvin in the kitchen, man, that just made my day right
Wow.
there. But started off rather rainy out there, but clearing up.
It is going to work its way back in. The sunshine, the warmth, and a little humidity for the afternoon. We'll talk about the chance of storms ahead.
We'll be right back. New this noon, the parents of the child that fell into the gorilla enclosure at the Cincinnati Zoo will not face charges. We do want to warn you, some of the video you're about to see may be disturbing. ABC's Elizabeth Herr is in New York with the latest.
A community in mourning honoring Harambe just days after the 17-year-old endangered silverback gorilla was killed following the scare. A 4-year-old boy trapped inside the Cincinnati Zoo enclosure in the clutches of that 400-pound primate. With the boy's mother reassuring him from above, at one point the gorilla appears to make eye contact with the boy, holding his hand before standing him up and sweeping him across the water again.
Oh my God!
Within 10 minutes, the zoo's response team shot and killed the gorilla.
They made the right choice because they saved that little boy's life.
You're dealing with either life, human life, or animal life here. So what is the decision? I think it's very simple to figure that out.
This morning, animal experts coming to the zoo's defense amid growing anger and outrage over why the animal wasn't tranquilized. The boy's mother also taking some heat from critics, but an eyewitness says everything happened so quickly after the boy managed to crawl under a steel railing, making his way through wires and bushes before falling some 15 feet into the moat.
I'm not sure that she could have reacted and done anything either at that point. He was there and then he was gone.
The boy's mother later posted this on Facebook. "Accidents happen, but I am thankful that the right people were in the right place." This post has since been deleted and the boy is now home.